From the 18th century onwards, the Canaries began to interest the naturalists of the time. Their exclusive ecosystems, their unique species, and their volcanic activity made them the center of attention for scholars from all parts of Europe. The conservation of endemic species such as the Galotia stellini, a lizard from Gran Canaria, or of ecosystems such as the laurisilva forest led the Spanish government to protect the main natural areas on the islands. Of the 9 national parks in Spain today, 4 are here in the Canaries. With the creation of protected areas and the improvement in communications, the islands underwent their latest transformation. Tourism, a new lucrative business, was added to traditional arable and livestock farming. Hundreds of thousands of tourists visit the islands every year. Many come in search of the sun. Others, however, are fascinated by its landscapes and by the volcanic activity still present on some of the islands. The water vaporization and plant burning shows on the islet of Hierro in the Timanfaya National Park are just some of the multiple tourist attractions created in recent years. Just 15 meters underground, the temperature is over 610 degrees centigrade. The magma is not very far below ground and a new eruption could happen at any time. A danger which does not seem to bother the tourists very much. The archipelago is an exceptional place to study the inside of our planet and also the universe around it. The observatory of Roque de los Muchachos is in an excellent location on the island of La Palma. At an altitude of over 2,000 meters, it is higher than the Sea of Clouds. The air is clean and there are no cities with lights which could spoil the view of the sky. The Canaries is also a special place to study the colonization capacity of flora and fauna. Continuous eruptions have meant that landscapes such as these can still be seen today. The same landscapes as when the islands emerged from the sea. After each new eruption, part of the land was buried and the slow process of life had to start again. Thanks to this, you can find all the different stages of vegetation development and the most varied types of fauna all on the same island. The conditions found by the reptiles, insects and birds that started the colonization of the islands are still intact in many places. Along with the wildcat or the rabbit, you can still find species such as the Galeoia simoni, a giant lizard from El Hierro, which can grow up to 70 centimeters in length. Like this lizard, many other species live out their lives among the lichens and the euphorbias on the lava-covered slopes. The archipelago is still in a process of formation. Fumaroles, eruptions and small earthquakes show us that its genesis is still not over. There have been 18 eruptions in the last 500 years. The eruptions in Lanzarote in 1703 and 1736 buried the plain of Timanfaya completely and increased the size of the island by 200 square kilometers. In 1971, this volcano on La Palma, Tenerife, also erupted. The consequences were not as dramatic as in Lanzarote, but it was another warning for the inhabitants of the island. The same forces that created this natural paradise could bury it again under tons of lava. This may seem a catastrophe for man, but for nature it would be just another step in the construction of the archipelago, a project which has been under construction for over 30 million years and is still far from finished.